Well, I'm Ramble streaming because it's 8:30. I don't have anywhere to be until 9 o'clock, and then I might have to get something else to drink. Anyway, just kind of Ramble streaming out there. Don't know if anyone's going to watch, and I wanted to do this because the Monty Python role-playing game, or the medieval reenactment program, has doesn't have an official release for Foundry. But they did have an unofficial one that was really well done. That was part of Build Any System, I think, is the system platform that was on, and then it had its own module. Unfortunately, the world builder got updated, the module hadn't got updated, and then a new version of Foundry came out, and then the world builder hadn't updated, and the Foundry module for Monty Python hadn't updated, and I just thought I was never going to get to use this again, which was a bummer because in play it's really, really good. And I might have to do another actual play live stream because I just want people to see this version of the system working in Foundry because it worked really well. And I thought I'd just demonstrate a character being made. So let's go over to the screen share. No one's watching right now. So I decided that I am going to build a knave. Let me get my mouse over on the right thing. I'm going to build a knave. And in Monty Python, you have to do a couple of things. First is you have some traits that you're going to have for your situation, which is equivalent of a class, or kind of equivalent to a class. And so my situation is I got to have subtlety, glibness, and nimbleness, which I already have created right here. It doesn't show my mouse. That really ticks me off. But you can see them there. And so that's the first thing. And then after that, you can get retainers for your last two. But because I'm a knave, I don't have retainers. So I get to choose two more traits. So I'm not quite as powerful. We'll talk a little bit about what trainers do if I remember that. Oh, someone's actually watching. How about that? And so I can have a list of traits that I can pick. I can do animal husbandry, argumentation, bardistry, hardiness, luck, or strategy. I like the idea of a lucky knave, so I'm going to do that. Now, this is the little clunky part of it. In this version, you have to edit the sheet. And this actually is fairly elegant in how it functions, because you have to set up your traits here, and then you can edit the die that goes to them over on the main sheet. So it feels a little bit clunky, but in practice, it actually is pretty good. So just going to bring my rule book back up here. So what I'm going to do is I like the idea of having a lucky knave. And then I have got, you can do animal husbandry, argumentation, bardistry, or hardiness. I think I like argumentation. That'd be kind of fun. So those have become my traits. So there we go right there. Now, this line at the end, oh, now my mouse is showing up. So this line at the end is where your accoutrements go. So hello and good evening. Hey, how are you all? Nice to have you on here. So here's the idea though. So accoutrements in Monty Python, essentially they will give, if you have an accoutrement in the line for that, anytime that you roll that trait, you'll get a +1. Also, the accoutrements give you special other bonuses in other traits as well. And that's the idea. And also you can sacrifice an accoutrement in order to not take damage. And so that's kind of the cool thing about that. So what I have to do right now is I have to do the accoutrements for each one of these traits and then apply them to the right one. So let me, I'm going to bookmark, oops, in my PDF, I'm going to bookmark knave right now so I can get back here. Should have done all this ahead of time so you wouldn't have to watch me do this. So there's knave, and now we got to go to subtlety. You get to hear me muddle. Here we go. Subtlety, there we go. So I'm going to roll a 1d10, and I'm going to figure out what accoutrement I got. Hello and good evening. Thank you for being on. I'm just doing nothing. Oh, look at that. I don't have my sheet or my special die roller on. because this is a new version of it. Let me put that on quick. Dice tray and dice so nice. I don't know why dice tray was not in there. Got to reboot that. This is what you get for doing impromptu random ramble streams. I've already done that. Let's see what we got here. Let's go back to my knave, bring him back up. There we go. And now let's roll my thing for my accoutrement. And we get a 5. A 5 is lockpicks, which gives me +1 to my nimbleness rolls. But I created all the accoutrements for this. At least I thought I did. Traits, subtlety, lockpicks. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to put the accoutrements out. Lockpicks. So we're going to assign that to subtlety. Where am I going to assign it to? Traits assigned to subtlety. No, I don't want 2 of them. Ah, I forgot how to do this. That's kind of sad. Come on. Edit. Oh, I got to edit. Sorry. First trait. There we go. So now lockpicks is over there. We'll see it in a second. Let's do glibness really quick. I forgot how to do this. I also use Foundry. I have been looking at Old School Essentials Advanced for my last 26 campaign sessions, but the official modules, I really like Foundry over other VTTs. I do enjoy Foundry. It's very, very nice. I'll bring that up here. I really do. I don't like the OSE sheet for some reason. I don't know why. Let's look up glibness really quick. Actually, I will give luck because I'll get that first. I'll get nimbleness first, actually. Let's do nimbleness. I can roll a d10. Let's pop that out. There we go. Put that over here. Right there. Move this over here. Yay. And I will say that I like Foundry because, and the way I describe it is that Foundry thinks the way I do. And that's the best way that I've been able to put it, is that it really does kind of think the way that I do. So I find it very easy to use. All right, so I've got an 8 I rolled, which is a pixie hat with pointy ears. That is for nimbleness. So let's go here to nimbleness. Pixie hat with pointy ears. You got to click this. This is the clunky part. Edit it. I'm going to apply that to, that's the 3rd trait, correct? 3rd trait. That's now applied. And we're going to pass luck. I'm going to roll a d10 for that one. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with charcoal. A 2. Yes? Okay. I got a horseshoe. I get a lot of bonuses to nimbleness. So luck gives me +1 to nimbleness, and I'll show you how this works in a second. But I get a horseshoe. So that's going to the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. There we go. And now we got glibness and argumentation. Should change my color. That's the default for the dice, and I don't like those. 9 for glibness. Motley full body tights. I get another +1 to nimbleness. If I roll for nimbleness checks, I'm going to get a whole lot of bonuses, and I'll show you. I'm going to show you in a second what this does. So glibness, motley full body tights. So remember, if you have a trait, an accoutrement on that trait, you get +1 to that trait. but the other accoutrements can give you bonuses for rolls for certain attributes. So let's look here. I'm going to edit this really quick. And you can see that these full body tights are going to give me a +1 to nimbleness. And that's glibness, so that's my second trait. And sometimes they'll give you negatives. Like one of them gave me, I think the pixie hat gave me -1 versus sorcery, if I tried to roll sorcery. But I don't have sorcery, so it doesn't matter. And then we get argumentation. So let me get to that. There we go. All right, roll a d10. And thanks for watching, folks. 7. A sheaf of contracts, forms, and legal documents, +1, extra +1 argumentations. That's pretty cool. Let's go to, do I have argumentation on here? There it is. A sheaf of contracts. There we go. Edit that and apply that to the last one. There we go. Now we've got all those. This I added by accident and it won't let me delete it. And I don't know how. So I'll find a way to delete it another time. Can I right click and delete it? No. Okay. Let's go to retainers. And so there we have all my traits and retainers are set up. I'm going to go back to my name setup to go through. You can see I have my accoutrement on here and it shows me the bonuses and the minuses that I get. So that's kind of fun. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, +4 to nimbleness when I roll for nimbleness. So that's kind of cool. Now I got to assign my dice. So I get starting values for my traits. I assign 1d14, 1d12, 1d10, 1d8, and 1d6. So you can see that I have all the traits up here, all the dice up here. So subtlety, I don't want to be subtle. I want to be really lucky. So we'll put him, there we go. So he's going to be really lucky. So that's the d14 and a d12. Maybe he's nimble and lucky. That kind of fun. A d10. He's not subtle at all. I gave him a d10 for glibness. A d8 and a d6. So we're going to go d8 for argumentation and we'll d6 because he's just not subtle there. Change that. And a d6 for subtle. You can see that it's a bit too really all the way down to a bit too really. Up and around. Can he be subtly lucky? No, Eric, he can't be subtly lucky. Sorry. I'm not doing that. He's not subtle. He's not subtle at all. He's just lucky. I think that's kind of a fun character to play. All right, so there we go there. And he's indifferent to valor. Let me get my mouse back over here. So here's the cool thing about indifferences. So you might have thinking like other games where you have resistance to certain things, like it halves the damage that you have. This is Monty Python. So if you've ever seen Monty Python, you see someone come in and try to do something like I'm going to, well, it's the King Arthur with the 2 peasants in front of the castle, right? Old woman, old man, old man. It's like I'm a woman, and he's trying to like exercise authority over them, and they're just completely ignoring him. Help, help! I'm being oppressed. So that's how indifferences work in the Monty Python game, which is people will try stuff on you and you are completely just oblivious to it. And the way that you're told to describe it, if someone tries to do something to you, you just describe it. You're like, well, they are trying to impress you and you bend over to like tie your shoes at that moment and you don't even notice it. So it's not just like a mechanical, like, ha ha, I am immortal to this. It's like, oh, look, there's something shiny over there and I missed that impressive display or that like, you putting on the crown. I just completely missed it. So I don't know that you're the king and nor do I care. And so that's how that works. That's indifferences. You don't vote for a king. That's true. I didn't vote for you. The Lady of the Lake, clad in shimmering silver. So you start death status is fine. So you have death statuses and you have loony status because there's 2 ways to take damage in this game. Mr. Neutron is the top for your death status, and Reginald Malding is the stop for your loony status. Your loony status is sensible, so I'm pretty well off in both of those. Really quick, you collect your Wizzo Butter currency. Roll a D30 to see how much. I actually could put a D30 on here. I just haven't had a chance yet. Roll D30, or 1D30, excuse me. And roll. And it actually has a D30 thing. So I start out with 4 Wizzo Butter. That's my my currency. And certain places will not take certain currencies. So that's just my currency for that. And then name your knave. So let's name him, I don't know why that keeps coming up. What do we name the knave? Well, we said Faulty Towers. Faulty Linkerton. How about that? And that is essentially the entire character. Oh, we get a Spiffin series ability. So I avoid consequences. So I have to add that in. So I do need to do that. Where do I add the Spiffing series ability? I think I just drop it in there. Where's the Spiffing series ability? So avoid consequences. Do I just drag it in? I do. And you can see it puts the entire table out. I actually copied these all in so I could have it for this game, and then it didn't work, and I was very upset. So, and that is the Spiffing series ability. So, if I use the Spiffing series ability to avoid consequences, I roll a D30 and I get a result out of that, which is kind of fun. And you can just click it here. And see, 4, the participant must roll again on the bestrewment table and both results take effect. You cannot use subtlety as a deed until you meet the recharge requirement. The recharge requirement is when you've betrayed a friend. Kind of fun stuff. Because you're a knave. So that's basically it. So I have a character. That is the entire character. Oh, I also have to pick my class. So I don't know. It doesn't say. Color. Pretty dice colors. Yeah, I actually need to change the color. Because this is the default. Let's see. Your class is lower. There we go. So I am lower class. There we go. I have a whole character. So I've got my traits and retainers. I don't have any retainers. I got all my traits. I got all my accoutrements. And I don't have any merit or demerits. I have my 4 Wizzo Butter, my Spiffing series ability. And this is notes I can put all my stuff in to talk about what my character did. Who he is. I can put artwork there if I want. It's kind of fun. Thank you for joining us, by the way. I'm just rambling for a little bit until I have to watch something and go drink. So I want to show what it looks like to have retainers and why they're so important. So I made these characters for the live stream, and we didn't get to use these sheets, which makes me sad. And of course, he has accoutrements and no abilities. So what is he? He's Brother Avery the Flatulent. Yay. That's interesting. It doesn't put what... I know he's a monk or an ascetic. Where's my knave? Oh, no, I changed his name to Faulty Linkerton. So I have to put knave here? Oh, no, their situation is there. Okay. Knave. There we go. All right, so that's done. I forget what Brother Avery the Flatulent was, what situation he was. I think I can figure it out, though. Let's see. All right, so Brother Avery the Flatulent, what was he? He was a monk nun. Monk nun. He was a monk. So let me get to the monk. And I can show you how accoutrements work. Let me give the his starting abilities here, because I don't know what they were. Starting die for traits, two D14s, 1D12. Oh, I don't have what his traits are either. Shoot. Must have purpose. Well, this is mess. That's messy. Do I have any other ones? Did anybody keep their stuff? Here, this guy kept this stuff. There we go. Here's an enchanter. So, kind of fun stuff. So the enchanter, his sorcery is only a bit. But he's got a homunculus. Now, here's the cool thing about a homunculus. They're about having a retainer. Is that when you have a retainer, they have accoutrements too. So you get to use it. So this homunculus has an ape's skull. So you get to use it, and you can actually sacrifice their accoutrement in order to not take damage. So that's actually kind of nice to have the retainer out. But you also have to pay them every day. So if I go to the homunculus, let me see if I can find retainers in here. Or maybe I can do it up here, because I created all the items. Retainers. So for the homunculus, you have to, per diem means every day you have to give them one dollop of something nasty. And if you don't give it to them, they just leave. So there's one character I had, like he had to participate in an epic romantic scene every day with his poet who was following him around, which I thought was kind of fun. And so this is Eldwig the Unwashed. And so this is kind of cool. So it's got a Spiffing Serious ability, which is channel your element, and his traits and retainers. Now, here's the cool thing. So in this game, you just basically roll on your trait when you want to roll. Let me bring up the dice roller there. So I'm going to roll in sorcery. Now, I'm going to have a target number to hit that I have to hit. I'm going to get a +1 because I do have a accoutrement in my sorcery thing, and I don't think I have anything else that gives it. And the ape skull gives me +1 sorcery, so I'm going to get a +2 to my roll. So I'm going to roll a d10, and because I'm me, I'm going to roll really low. Like I said, a 3 + 2 is 5. That probably is not going to succeed, and something not good will happen. But I'm going to keep rolling for a bit. I want to see if I can get the lowest or the highest number. So a 4. You can still see that +2 coming. There's a 6. I go to 8. It's 7. I'm going to roll a 10 eventually. Statistically, I have to, right? Except it's me. There we go, 10. Now watch what happens. Oh, no. It's supposed to auto happen. See, when I hit a 10, let me get down to the bottom here. Did it not record it? It didn't record it. That's why. Go away. Go away, die. Thank you. Try it again. That's kind of weird. There's the 5. All right, keep going. Come on, roll a 10. Go away. Because what happens when you roll a 10, or a 1 for that matter, something happens. Almost. So you spam if you roll the 1. I'm trying to get to that 10. Come on. This is fun. It's totally engaging talking. Boom, boom, boom. Sorcery roll. I keep hitting the screen. Go, come on. Roll a 10. So close. Go away. No, I rolled a 10, but not a natural 10. It's a dirty 10. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. I can't roll a 10 or a 1, and I have a 10% chance to do it every time. Oh my gosh. This is absurd. Oh my gosh. Go away, dice. Thank you. This is the most absurd thing I've ever seen. I have a 20% chance to roll a 10 or a 1, and I haven't rolled it once. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Are you absolutely kidding me? There we go. I spammed. See, do you see how it went down to 8 now? So now when I click sorcery, it's going to do 8, and I actually get a demerit. So that was the cool thing for that. And I want to see what happens for the opposite. So now it's 4-H. Yeah, it's insane. That's me. Like anytime I'm rolling, that's exactly what's going to happen. And why does it keep on getting off my comments onto layers? All right, so I'm going to try to get that 10, or now I have to roll an 8. Nope. Nope. There we go. I spammed again. So now I have 2 demerits. I still have not rolled the top die or the top number on the die, but I keep getting lowers. So now I got a 1 in 6 chance. I went down to 4. Guys, this is my dice curse in absolute glory. It's amazing. So here, let's see if I can hit a 4 on a D4. Now I have a 25% chance to get it every roll. Okay, see now look, there I went up. So what happened was it put it up to the next die and I re-rolled it. So I added those together because that's called struthing. So now I'm going to see if I can get that 6 and go back up again. And I did it the next time. So now we're up to 8 because it rolled the D8 plus or D6 was a 6 and a D8 plus 3 plus 2. We got 11. So now I'm back up to a D8. Let's go. 7 there. Come on, give me that D8. There we go. So D8, and then see how it rolled the D10 right away. So that was 12 plus 2, 14. So now I'm all the way back up to a D10 again. So the cool thing about this is that you can struth multiple times in one roll. Larry just went back down again. But you can struth multiple times in one roll. So if I go from a D4 to a D6 to a D8, I can do that. But anytime that you get over 20, you're taking yourself too seriously and you get a demerit for that, which is really kind of fun. So I like, and you can see how nice this system. I'm going to reset him to 10. I like how this system is set up, and I have 4 demerits. That's so awesome. I like how this is set up. Even though it's not the official system, this is what the official character sheet looks like for the game, which is very cool. And I really do enjoy it. So I'm hoping that this gets maintained because I would love to be able to show this during a live stream at some point. And I think I will, to see if I can get somebody to run it. Maybe I'll run it. Get some really wackadoos in playing. Should be a good time. We'll see what happens. So but that's what I got going. I just wanted to be on for a little bit just to show you kind of this what's going on. I'm late. What is the game? This is Monty Python's co-curricular medieval reenactment program. And I was demonstrating creating a character. So I just created Faulty Linkerton. who is a knave, no artwork for him yet, and showing off how when you have your traits, you have accoutrement. And he's a very lucky and slightly nimble knave who is not subtle even a little bit. And if you have not played or checked out the Monty Python role-playing game, check out my review on the channel. I also have a live stream that we didn't get to use this setup for it because this broke. But go check it out because it was a lot of fun. And the one of the creators ran it for us, although it was like 3:00 in the morning for him because he's over in Europe. So he was a very, very wonderful sport to do that for us. But it was a lot of fun. This was my character, Tripton Caldecor. And he kept on, Caldecor, you're French. No, I'm not. We immigrated. And he had an alkalite with a quick pitch pavilion. And split crotch breeches was the alkalite's actual accoutrement. So +1 to nimbleness. Actually, Tripton died during the adventure, so Alkalite took it up and just kept the name Alkalite. It was kind of fun. I'm going to sign off after this, but basically in Monty Python, each of the GMs, the GMs all have personas. I don't have any created in here, but the GM personas are called the head of light entertainment. They all have things that they appreciate and like and things that they don't like. And if you tick them off enough, you can trigger a beshrew table. And I wrote a letter of complaint saying that the head of light entertainment was not professional. I couldn't work under these conditions as an actor because you're basically in a TV show in the game. And yeah, I beshrewed and rolled the die and got executed by a rampaging band of Bolsheviks. That was how Tripton Caldecor died in the adventure. It was quite fun. Really cool. I've done some, and it's when you play, you're going to try to figure out how to get it to beshrewment. And like a one is always that the foot comes down out of the sky and squishes you and you are no more. And then you have to just if your retainer's there, you just use a retainer, give them some traits and off you go. And it's a very good time. So if you haven't checked it out yet, this is a really fun game. This is one that I want to play some more. I actually want to run it tomorrow. I've only run it one time. So pretty cool. All right. I need to go because I got things I want to do. I have my beverage for watching the speech tonight because I'm going to need it. And that's what I'm doing. So you all have a wonderful night. And thanks for coming in and helping out. I wanted to try this out. It was just nice to do it with some other folks watching. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. As I look for my mouse to end the broadcast, happy playing, everyone, till we see each other again.